Governor Garland Gilchrist.
We're not done yet. Y'all just keep sharing. Today is such an amazing moment. It is a recognition that if there's one thing that people in Michigan are capable of, it is doing big, extraordinary, and ambitious things. When we see big problems in Michigan, what we really see are big opportunities. Not only are we the place that put the world on wheels, not only are we the place that embodied the arsenal of democracy, not only are we the place that bridged the straits between two peninsulas with a bridge the likes of which the world had never seen. We've made it more possible at any point in history to get a good paying job, to be respected and protected at work, to be able to retire and live in our state with dignity. Now today, we are recognizing the culmination of bringing that ambitious spirit, the sense of optimism and innovation, to bear on the generational challenge that we all share and face, and that is the climate crisis. The legislation that Governor Whitmer will be signing today represents the keeping of a promise that we made to Michiganders, starting with the My Healthy Climate Plan back in 2021. This package of legislation will lower costs for families, will create amazing good-paying jobs in Michigan, and will put us in the driver's seat in terms of leadership and responding to the climate crisis in America. This will make a difference for Michiganders like Stephen from Kalamazoo, who told us that staying on track in how we address climate change is essential for his children and our children's health and future. Sarah in Ann Arbor, who wrote to us about her worries when it comes to climate change, about her future and those college students that she works with every day at the greatest university in the history of the world, University of Michigan, that's going to win the national championship. I'm only going to tell truth from this podium. President John F. Kennedy said that no problem of human destiny is beyond human beings. Our reason and spirit have often solved the seemingly unsolvable, and we believe that they can do it again. No matter how intractable, no matter how difficult or complex our problems may seem, they are man-made. And if it's a man-made problem, that means that we can have people-driven solutions. And I know that the people of Michigan are the best positioned to solve those problems. So we can apply our Michigan minds and our Michigan muscle to innovate and create the future, to create new technologies and new possibilities. And we can let our ambitions be the only thing that exceeds our imaginations. We can set goals and we can go beyond them. We can invest in the dignity of every worker and community and help every person benefit from this clean energy transition. Let's boldly create the conditions we seek for more people to succeed and be safe and healthy right here in the state of Michigan. That's what this legislation is about, and that's why I'm so proud to be part of this team. So bringing to the podium now, I want to introduce one of our state senators, Sam Singh, who helped to lead the charge to bring this package to fruition. Ladies and gentlemen, Senator Sam Singh.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It is a great honor and privilege for me to be here today. I was reflecting as I was driving down from East Lansing about where we were 7 years ago. 7 years ago, I was the lead Democratic negotiator on an energy package that was going through state government. And that energy package actually was going backwards in the beginning on a clean energy future. It was actually removing renewable energy standards and energy efficiency standards. And today, we're in a much, much different place. My wife, Carrie Ebersol Singh, had told me during that time, there's a group and coalition of groups that are working in the space of health, that are working in the space of the environment, that are working with frontline communities, that are working with a variety of different sectors that are all focused on the climate future. And they are going to be an incredible ally to you in the House. And they were. They were able to fight back, put clean energy back into those bills, and we made modest gains in energy efficiency and renewable energy. And we took a moment to celebrate, but those groups came back the next year, started working and working year after year after year, till we had a governor who came in, who understood the need and understood the moment in time, and those groups helped influence the My Healthy Climate Plan. And that was a great victory, and we took an opportunity to celebrate that. And then those groups continued to work with the legislature, work with the governor, work with the administration, till there was a time where the legislature changed, and that there were people who were focused on making sure that a clean energy future happened. And those groups were vital as we went through this process. When we started off in the legislature, a number of my colleagues, Senator Sue Schenck, Senator Erica Geis, Senator Kristen McDonald-Rivet, led by our leader, Winnie Brinks, and along with our chair of the Energy and Environment Committee, Sean McCann, we had a vision about moving forward these policies. And we, right a week before the governor's climate conference down here in Detroit, introduced a set of bills called My Energy Future, My Clean Energy Future. And those bills, we spent the entire summer and fall working with many people in this room. I know my colleagues in the House will have an opportunity to speak. We all worked together with one vision to come forward to make the change that was necessary. And I'm proud to say that 7 years later, from a point where we were going backwards, we are going forward. We are now looking at 100% by 2040 for clean energy. We are expanding energy efficiency for all residents of our state of Michigan. We are making sure that low-income communities are being taken care of as well as part of the clean energy future. We're taking sure that the Public Service Commission, led by our Chairman Scripps, along with great commissioners, have the tools that they need to implement that clean energy future. And those bills that are part of this are an instrumental part of our future. At the same time, we worked with our friends in labor to ensure, as we made the changes that were moving forward, that every worker was taken care of as part of this process. As communities see change, that they are taken care of this process. And so we worked with everyone. Whether you were in business, you were in the space of energy, if you were environmental organizations, working with frontline communities, we brought in all that input. And today I am proud that we are at a point where we took all of those ideas and now are able to see a clean energy future for all of us. So I want to thank all of you. You know who you are that were in those meetings day in out over the last few months, and I appreciate everybody's time and energy that was put into that. And so today is an exciting day for all of us. We should be able to stand proud that we are going to be a leader here in the Midwest, a leader in the country for clean energy for now and years to come. And it is my honor to introduce one of my partners in the State House, Majority Floor Leader Abe Ayash.
It's not fair that they're taller than me. What up, Doe? Welcome to Detroit. Welcome to the 9th House District. I am so damn excited about what the governor is about to sign today. Now, let's reflect on this moment. Senator Singh talked about how for many, many years, they said Michigan could never get it done, that Michigan could never be a state that was going to invest in a clean energy future, that Michigan was never going to be a state that can reduce costs for people like my constituents in Detroit and Hamtramck, that Michigan could never be a place that can keep union jobs for the future. But this year, Senate and House Democrats came together and delivered a package that will make that happen once and for all. Now, before we talk about the exciting legislation, it's important that we thank the folks that helped us get here. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank my staff in this process, Dylan, Spencer, Melek, Katie, and Trent, who did so much work to shepherd this in the House. Our staff members are often overlooked. And I also want to thank my colleagues, Representative Martis, Representative Kofia, Representative Pahutsky, and Chair Scott for delivering these bills forward to make sure that Michigan is going to be a clean energy state, that Michigan is going to be a state that creates high-wage union jobs for decades to come. And we are going to be the envy of the Midwest. Now, our governor and our two majority floor leaders and the Speaker of the House all happen to be Spartans. And I don't care what happened last weekend, I am excited to say Michigan is going green. And we're going to do it in a way that invests in communities that are low income. We're going to do it in a way that makes sure that we have a just transition for our workers. We're going to do it in a way where our local communities and our farmers have input and agency in what they do with their land and their futures. And it is all possible because you helped deliver Democratic majorities in the Michigan House and the Michigan Senate. I want to close by thanking my partner in good and sometimes in trouble, Representative Ranjith Puri. This would not have been possible without the work that he put in to help deliver this. Our majority whip made sure we got 56 in the House to deliver it to the governor's desk that she will sign today. So I want to give a special shout out to the man who's finally growing a beard, try to look like me, here today. So with that, I'm so excited that we are finally going to sign the Michigan Clean Energy Future and the Clean Energy and Jobs Act today. And it would not have been possible without all of you in the trenches doing the work to make sure that Michigan is going green and staying clean. With that, I'd like to invite up John Perkins from the Michigan Carpenters Union.
Good afternoon, Detroit. Absolutely, definitely. I'm happy to join you all here today to highlight some of the importance of these clean energy bills. Not only will they protect Michigan's natural resources and provide public health by reducing pollution, but also there'll also be meaningful opportunities for Michigan workers to benefit from rewarding careers in going green energy economy. I want to thank our state legislators, Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist, and Governor Whitmer for their tireless work to get us over the finish line. This legislation makes Michigan a national leader, not only in efforts to eliminate our reliance on fossil fuels, but making sure that workers aren't left behind in the process. By establishing an office that is focused on helping communities transition to the new clean energy economy and ensuring that workers earn good wages and benefits, these bills will position local communities to thrive and empower workers across the state to earn a decent standard of living. And by signing these bills today, Governor Whitmer will put Michigan on the map of building our own better future. I know a little something about that. I followed my father's footsteps into carpentry when I attended the Detroit Carpenter Apprenticeship School back in 2014. There I learned a trade that let me help rebuild Detroit while building a good life for my family, thanks to the good wages, benefits, training, and other opportunities provided by my union contractors. My story is an example of Michigan's economy working for working people, and it isn't unique. I share that with thousands of union-skilled professionals across Michigan. And thanks to the strong support for working people contained in these bills, soon I'll share it with thousands more. Thank you. Coming to the podium, we have Clara Ostrauder.
Good afternoon. My name is Clara Ostrander, and I live in Milan Township, Monroe County, Michigan. Our family owns 2 centennial farmsteads, including the home I live in, which has been in my family for 154 years. My parents were full-time farmers. My dad farmed about 500 acres in our township, raising corn, soybeans, wheat, and oats. Being raised on a family farm, I learned hard work and dedication. That's just been part of my entire life. I went to Michigan State University, go green, where I received a Bachelor's of Science degree in animal science. My family and I continue to raise and show animals to this day. Before my father passed away, he asked me to keep the farm in the family so it could be passed down to my son the same as he was passing it on to me. Little did I know at the time what a hard task it would be to maintain 2 farmsteads over 100 years old and keeping up with property taxes. Renting the farm to another farmer for raising corn and soybeans assists with paying the taxes, but it doesn't leave much more for helping with the maintenance on the rest of the farm. So when we were first approached about the idea of leasing our land for a large solar farm, we were very skeptical, as we didn't want to do anything to harm the farm. But after several months of research, we learned that solar would not harm our land, but rather it would allow the land to rest while helping the environment by harvesting the sun for clean energy. When we made the decision to lease our land for solar, our township had an ordinance in place which allowed solar on ag zone land. Unfortunately, over the course of the next 2 years, we were faced with opposition that ultimately ended in the ordinance changing and taking away our landowner rights. Fortunately, with the development and passing of Senate Bills 277 and 502, small farmers like myself will now have the option to keep their family heritage and not have to resort to selling their land. I would like to thank Governor Whitmer for her development of the My Healthy Climate Plan, and also for the support from the Democratic members of both the House and Senate by passing these very critical bills. Thank you. I would now like to introduce our next speaker, Zaria Coleman. She's a student at Wayne State University.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing today? Okay, now I know some of you might be wondering, who is this brown skin, blonde hair, tattoos, piercings? Who is this girl? Where did she come from? And when did she start advocating for environmental injustices? Well, allow me to properly introduce myself. My name is Zaria Coleman, and I am your go-to student activist at Wayne State University. If you are advocating for something and need somebody to amplify your voices, you can count on me. That's the type of things that I bring to the youth in the future of tomorrow. Now, not only am I an activist, but I hold various executive roles at student organizations at Wayne State University. Now, let me tell y'all something, okay? I am the secretary for Black Student Union. I am the vice president for the always elegant Alpha Eta chapter of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. I am the vice president of the National Pan-Hellenic Council, and I am the founding president of SAUCE, which stands for Student Success and University Council for Engagement. Now with SAUCE, what we do is we like to host entertaining events that address address issues that are impacting our communities. And we like to do it in a way that engages students so we can know that we can come in and advocate when we need to be, but we're also having a fun time in the space. So what we have been doing recently, last year was the first time I got introduced to the governor, we had a Black student voter rally where we educated everybody that what was on the ballot, who they were voting for, what they were voting for, put a face to a name, what those proposals meant, what everything that we are doing. Because a key component that is missing with educating our youth, we need to know what's going on. There's a little bit of a gap, but I'm here to fill that gap so we are represented in the spaces like here. I am here to show that I am the youth of today and tomorrow, okay? So, most recently, SAUCE, my student organization, has been collaborating with Michigan's League of Conservation Voters. We have been fighting We have been fighting for climate change and a cleaner future. In September, we led a march around the Capitol, chanting, are y'all ready? Okay. From the east to the west, clean energy is the best. From the north to the south, clean energy is what we're about. And finally, no more pollution. It's a revolution. Okay, so that push, that fight of what we youth advocates are doing, that is what brought us here today and now for this bill signing package. I know I shared a lot about myself, but I'm here to represent our future generations and the low-income minority communities most affected by environmental injustices in Michigan. I am here to convey that this young, busy, ambitious Black girl like myself relates so much to this bill package. We come as a force advocating for change, addressing what we are all thinking. Some may think that me and the bill package are bold and too ambitious, but fret not, we are not. Trust and believe we are here today to stand our ground, and we're standing on business, okay? I'm here to say that Michigan stands at the center of industrial America and is sending a clear message that we are here to lead the fight against climate change in the Midwest. With this bill, we are creating jobs and opportunities for people in low-income communities, like I said, that are most affected by these environmental injustices. So, with all to wrap up what I like to say, I'm here to represent the youth. We've been fighting, and what we are here today for is for the governor to sign that bill, okay? So, without further ado, I would like to introduce how we call her in Detroit, Big Gretch. But I'm gonna keep it a little professional. I would like to introduce Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
Wow. All right. All right, give it up for Zaria. I think she stole the show. Well, Zaria, thank you for that rousing introduction and your vantage point and your energy. Boy, I mean, it is exciting. And I'm thrilled to be here with all of you today, my legislative partners, my stakeholder partners, and all of you. This was a massive undertaking. A lot of people doubted we could ever do something like this anywhere in the country, especially in a state like Michigan. And today I'm going to sign 7 game-changing bills that are going to lower household energy costs by an average of $145 a year, improve reliability, and create 160,000 good-paying jobs. Once I sign these bills, Michigan becomes a national leader on clean energy, bringing billions of federal tax dollars home and private investment into our communities. Together, we are protecting our air, our water, and our land while focusing on taking climate change head on. Today is a huge win for Michigan families, for Michigan businesses, and for future generations of Michiganders. We've been working toward this day for a long time. I unveiled the My Healthy Climate Plan in 2021, informed by a lot of stakeholders and a lot of educated minds who thought, how can Michigan become a leader? We outlined a lot of goals in these bills. Our plans were ambitious. We had no idea how to get the legislature to, and what the legislature would look like in 2023, but we knew the clock was ticking. And look at us now, with this crop of legislators who took this on, who did the hard work. We got it done. So before we get into what these bills do, I want to thank some people who worked hard to get them passed. Speaker Tate and Majority Leader Brinks. Representatives Ayash. Yeah, we should clap for them, yeah. In the House, Representatives Ayash, Puri, Kafia, Pohutsky. In the Senate, Senators Singh, Geis, McDonald-Rivet, and Schenck, to name a few. Nothing happens in this state without 20 votes in the Senate, 56 votes in the House, and 1 governor's signature. And so I thank all of them who did the hard work. It also was a diverse coalition of partners, from environmental advocates, clean energy businesses, labor unions, our farmers, and Clara, I'm so glad you're here with us today, philanthropy, and of course, young people whose voices were loud and were effective, and they have the biggest stake in this fight, bigger than anyone else. So let's dig in. Today, we are establishing a 100% clean energy standard for Michigan and giving the Michigan Public Service Commission more tools to fight climate change. Our new standard requires that Michigan is powered with 100% clean energy by 2040, with 50% renewable energy by 2030. Getting this done will reduce air, water, and land pollution. It will balance reliability and affordability so people can keep their power on through storms and floods and freezes. Our 100% clean energy standard will make Michigan a national leader, top 5 nationwide, and #1 in the Midwest. We already knew we were the best. It's about time the rest of them figure it out. Let's make it official. So to make sure we're successful, we're making it easier for landowners to build solar panels and wind turbines and big batteries on their properties. Our perspective is simple. It's your land. You should have the freedom to use it however you want. Streamlining the process to approve clean energy projects cuts red tape and ensures we can meet our 100% clean energy standard and puts more money in the pockets of Michigan farmers and landowners. And additionally, allowing the MPSC to consider climate, affordability, and environmental justice in their decisions so that they can factor the impacts of climate change into our grid and protect areas of our state that have been historically impacted by pollution. Second, our clean energy package lowers utility costs and increases energy efficiency for Michiganders. We all know that the cleanest, cheapest form of energy is energy you don't use. Sealing windows. All right, go ahead, Coleman. You can clap for energy we don't use. I mean, councilman. We served in the legislature together, so I wasn't being disrespectful. All right. Sealing windows, upgrading appliances, or wrapping your water heater all reduce energy waste. Even if you personally don't do any of those things, every house in your community that does helps to drive down your utility bill too. Today's bills require Michigan utilities to ramp up their efficiency programs and pass those savings on directly to Michiganders, emphasizing households who spend a high percentage of their income on energy bills as the target for relief. As a homeowner, if you want to be on the cutting edge and slash your own utility bills, we're making it easier for you to put solar panels on your roof, add a heat pump, or make other clean energy improvements. Before, Michigan law said only 1% of the energy generated in a utility's area of service could be from clean energy. That was far too little. Today, we're raising it to 10%, a 10-fold increase. And finally, today's package will help us make more clean energy right here in Michigan, reducing our reliance on foreign oil and unleashing the extraordinary potential of our people. Michigan is the #1 state in the Midwest for clean energy jobs, and after we sign today's bills, we are projected to add 160,000 more clean energy jobs. So to ensure that these are good-paying, middle-class jobs, all of our energy projects will be built with the strongest labor standards in the country. We will make American energy with American workers earning family-sustaining wages. And these bills also establish a new office that will support auto and energy workers impacted by the shift from fossil fuels. No one will be left out or left behind as we make more clean energy, electric vehicles, and batteries. Workers will be well paid and protected so that they can keep doing what they do best, providing for their families and building big things. With today's bills, we are defining the future. We have momentum. Just think about the last few years. In 2009, Michigan's capacity for renewable energy was 17 megawatts. Just 17. Today, our renewable energy capacity is over 6,000 megawatts. When I went to law school, it really deteriorated my math side of my brain, so I'm not going to do the math for you, but it's a big deal, right? Our nation also has gone from 2 electric vehicle battery factories in 2019 to 30 that are planned today, including 5 of them in the state of Michigan. And some of our fastest growing industries are advanced mobility and clean manufacturing. Our clean energy future is ambitious, but it is achievable. I have no doubt that if we pursue this wholeheartedly, we can get it done, because in Michigan, we're not afraid of hard things. We have defied and defined history so many times before, and I know we are up to it again. We will lead the clean energy future because we have the workforce and now the legislation to foster strong economic growth. We will build on our reputation as a state where working families can thrive, businesses can succeed, and communities can prosper. As Michiganders, we know we have a responsibility to face climate change head on, not only to make life better today, but to make sure life goes on centuries from now. We do this work because we care about our future and want to leave behind a better world for our kids. There's an old Native American proverb that goes, "We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children." Back in early 2021, when I unveiled the My Healthy Climate Plan, I read 2 letters that I received from 4th graders named Lily and Maddie. They wrote about rising water levels and decreasing biodiversity. They urged us to take climate action. Well, I hope those 4th graders are now enjoying 7th grade, and I hope they are proud of the action that we're taking today for them. Young people want, expect, and deserve us to fight for their future. They demand climate action because they have a greater stake in Michigan's future than we do. They will live with the consequences of the choices that we make today. They are responding to a planet on fire, with fire in their bellies. Because of them, I am a climate optimist. I'm a climate optimist because I know generations of passionate young people like Lily and Maddie will lead us next. I'm a climate optimist because I believe in our boundless ability to innovate. I'm a climate optimist because pessimism is pointless. Let's believe. Let's fight for future generations. Let's get it done. And now, let's finish making it the law of Michigan.
I was saying hi.